Good morning. Starting with a little Jessie whine. Come here whining. Jessie's whining. What's the matter? She's probably a little bit whiny because Tucker just left. He went to get a mani-pedi at Waterhouse. He went to get his nails trimmed. Huh. Tucky went to get a mani-pedi. Okay, so here today I'm going to read Jessie, the story of Jessie's adoption. And she's right here, but as you already heard probably, she's a little bit whiny because Tucker's gone and she's kind of nervous about Tucker being gone. Anyway, just a really quick reminder, all of my books, all three of my books are available on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, and also through my website, www.jessiethepitmix.com. And I have all of them in stock, actually. So they're all available. I'm going to go ahead and start. Let's see, what does I want to say? Oh, 3-day weekend. Yay. Happy weekend, everybody. It's going to be hot pretty much all over the place here. I hope we're at the tail end of the heat and that it's going to cool down a little bit soon. But just be careful if you have pets, especially if you're living here in the Central Valley. It's very smoky. We have another new fire up in Shaver, I guess. So they've closed roads and the air quality is terrible. So it's a good weekend to spend indoors with your pets with plenty of water. All right. I always donate a portion of my profits to the Bully Rescue to help dogs just like Jessie find their forever families. So that's what this is all about today, finding your forever family and being a rescue dog. Because we know rescue dogs are awesome. Okay, here we go. Hi, I'm Jessie. I'm a pit bull. I know. Pit bulls are mean. Ha! Yeah, right. Well, I'm here to say you can't believe everything you hear. Enough of that. More about me. I must admit, I might be a little funny looking at first glance, but everyone thinks I am gorgeous. At least those that matter. And I happen to agree. My hair's soft and shiny and kind of short. Definitely easy to manage. Can you imagine what those long hairs go through just to wash their hair? I am also missing one of my front teeth. Puppy playtime. Enough said. I'm mostly black with a thin white stripe between my eyes. It's a little crooked. Just one of my beauty marks. And I have a splash of white around my nose that curls down my chin and makes a cute little shape on my chest. My whiskers, now they are funny. On one side of my face they're white, on the other side black. I guess I'm lucky they're not green. Now my best feature is my ears. They're what makes me unique. One always stands straight up, the other always flops down. Don't you think that is just the most precious thing? And I love to have my face petted. True. Well, back to my story. I wasn't always the light of Mom's eyes. I used to live at a house where everything wasn't so nice. it was okay at first. I would play, jump on the couch, and run around the kitchen. That's where the tooth incident happened. But as I began to grow, my people put a thick collar on me and tied me to a tree in the backyard, even in the rain. I tried to get their attention using my ears, you know, that floppy and straight thing, and I would howl, but nothing seemed to work. It seemed like nobody wanted me anymore. I just sort of gave up. They never came out to play. They would never pet me. Poor Jessie. One night when it was raining, I pulled at my lead, trying to get on the porch. It was wet. I pulled and twisted and slipped and slithered. What happened? All of a sudden, I couldn't feel the collar anymore. I was free. I scratched at the door, but no one answered. It was dark and cold. I looked around and ran along the fence. I found a loose board and pushed it with my nose. The board moved. I pushed a little more, and the board fell off. Wow. What do you think Jessie's going to do? She going to stick around that place where she was tied up? I wondered what was on the other side. I squeezed through the hole, and all of a sudden, I was on the other side. I could run and run and run. Girl, Jessie, she could run. When I stopped running, there's a dog barking next door. Can you hear her? When I stopped running, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's all right. When I stopped running, she wants to talk when I talk. I was in a strange place. It wasn't a backyard. In fact, it wasn't a yard at all. There were no fences, no collars, no people. It was huge, with rows and rows of vines growing on big stumps with clusters hanging down. It was kind of scary. Poor Jessie. Being in the vineyard wasn't so bad. Early in the morning, people would walk through the vines looking at the purple things, you know, those clusters. I tried eating them, but they were very sour. Anyway, I knew I had to hide, but I was getting really, really hungry. There was water in the ditches, but the only thing I could find to eat was what the peoples had dropped. Not much. It seemed like always hungry. You know dogs are not supposed to eat grapes, right? Or raisins. Really bad for them. They're not supposed to eat them. One day, there was this person who kept calling me. Here, boy. Here, boy. Can't he tell I'm a girl? Just look at me. Do I look like a boy? Anyway, he held out some food. It smelled like a chicken sandwich. Oh, did my mouth start to water. As I was eating the sandwich, he started to pet me. I didn't know how much I missed getting petted. I couldn't get enough. It felt so good. The man took me to a place called a shelter. There were lots of dogs there. Big dogs, little dogs, old dogs and puppies, even some pit bulls like me. The peoples gave me a bath. A girl needs her beauty treatment. And some water and treats. I like treats. They even petted my face. She looks happy. After a couple of days at the shelter, a family walked between the cages. I don't want a puppy, I heard the lady said. Then they looked at me. We stared at each other. Something clicked. I knew these were my peoples. I had to have them. I wagged my tail, I smiled, I jumped up and down. I tried to squeeze through the cage to get close to them. Everyone in the family petted me. It felt so good. She looks like a pit bull, Mom, the girl said, but it says lab mix on the card. She knows I'm a pit bull and she could tell I'm a girl. Beautiful and smart. You know your dogs, the shelter person said. She is a pit bull. But she's so cute, the girl said. Look at her eyes, they sparkle. I put on my bestest smile. Aren't you a sweetie, Mom said. See how I called her Mom? There are a lot of them around, especially in the shelters, the helper person said. Christina, I think her name was. Pit bulls are normally very sweet and affectionate, just like any dog that is loved and cared for. So Christina was really the person who took care of us. And she worked for a very long time at Miss Winkle's in Clovis. And she moved on. She moved out of state. But she is aware of and she knows all about the book. And she's thrilled that her actual real name is in here. There's really a Christina from Miss Winkle's who was, it was one of her, she was an animal control officer. It was one of her very first adoptions, was Jessie. Okay. Then they left. I thought I was going home. But they left. Now what was I going to do? I knew I would be stuck at the shelter forever. Later that afternoon, there was a big commotion in the hallway. My family was back, and they brought all their other dogs to meet me, just to make sure. I get along with everyone, so of course they loved me. Home I went with Mom, girl, and 3 other dogs. What a family. They are so lucky they found me. Really? I'm the lucky one. They took me to school, where I learned to sit and stay and lie down, and I can shake hands. Well, pause. Mom takes me for walks every day. I even get to sleep with her on her big, soft bed. Sure beats being tied to a tree. You think? I love being next to her. She tells me how pretty I am. She gives me treats, and she tells me I'm a good girl. What more could a girl ask for? One more thing. And you know what? She pets me. I love having my face petted. That is very, very true. She loves having her face petted. All right. Well, when I originally wrote this book, I absolutely wanted to bring attention to the fact that there's a lot of dogs in shelters, but there's a lot of pit bulls and pit bull mixes in shelters. I've traveled to lots of different shelters. In fact, every time I go somewhere, I have to stop at a dog shelter and visit dogs. It's just something I like to do. But I wanted to make this the setting the Central Valley, because here in the Central Valley, in Fresno County specifically, we have a lot of homeless dogs. We have a lot of pit bulls. We have a lot of pit bull mixes in the shelter. And unfortunately, not every single shelter around us is a no-kill shelter. We have lots of no-kill shelters in the area, but not every single one of them is a no-kill shelter. And what that means is lots of these dogs are euthanized. It's very, very sad. So if you know anybody who's looking for a dog, if you're looking for a dog, go to a shelter. They really do make the best pets. They know in their heart that you saved them, and there's some kind of a connection that you'll make with the dog from a shelter. I'm positive. They'll pick you out too. You don't have to pick them out. Jessie pretty much picked us out. It was kind of really, really like that. She was 5 months old, but she was full grown. But she was still a puppy, 5 months old. And she was all by herself in a cage because dogs are supposed to be separated from other dogs just in case, from parvo and that, until they're a year old and they've had all of their shots. So it's really, really important to keep them away. I could go on and on and on and on all day, talk about dogs, talk about rescues, talk about pit mixes. But anyway, a little bit behind the book. I donate money to the Bully Rescue. I do a donation drive for Miss Winkles, where Jessie came from. Every February and every October for Pit Bull Awareness Month, I do the same thing for the Fresno Bully Rescue. Let me get on the other side of the camera, show you Jessie, and then we will sign off for the day. Thank you so much for watching.
Hey there. Hi. Hi, Jessie. Say hi. Thank you for watching. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Say bye, everybody. Bye.